Hi again, Nicola Delis here. I'm back to give you a second free trading system and report. This valuable and simple to use system is called Quattro Cash Envelopes. And if you follow my simple instructions for using it, you could be hundreds or even thousands of dollars richer before you go to sleep tonight, even if you have never traded before. But before I explain how easy it is to use this strategy, let me share a little bit more about myself, so you can get to know me. You may remember hearing about my appearances on a TV, in blogs, interviews, and some of the best known trading and investing websites in the world. And that tens of thousands of people follow me on Facebook and YouTube, where I have spent my time helping thousands of people learn to trade successfully and achieve their financial goals using systems I created. Systems that have made new traders $3,200 in a single day. This is a mail that I got from one of my students. And I doubled their account in under a week. This picture over here is showing the live statement from one of my good friends, better to say students, but over the months and months of coaching people, I always call them more friends. Now, you can see that he made a decent amount of the trades and that not all of them are successful, but definitely in trading, you will also see some losing trades. But what's mattered to me the most is that at the end of each week, each month, my students are always in profit. And definitely our system helped them a lot to achieve that. Look, I'm not trying to brag. In fact, I hate all the attention. But you probably don't know me. And I want you to feel confident that I'm qualified to help you. So when I tell you that my Quattro Cash envelopes could make you thousands of dollars a week, you know I'm telling you the truth. You see, once I discovered my talent for finding patterns, I became obsessed with them. There are specific patterns that when you know what to look for could easily make you money. That is why I call them my profitable patterns. You may remember me telling you how I was coding software by the time I was 10 and that by 17 I was making a great deal of money from trading and beginning to help others to do the same. But what almost no one knows is that I created a secret weapon for traders, a single mathematical formula, what we call the algorithm. That was so powerful and accurate that the biggest financial institution in the world came knocking at my door. My little algo, as I was called it, was making so much money that one of the biggest names in the banking paid me a ton of cash so they could have exclusive access to my formula. And they made a lot of money from my discovery. I'd love to tell you how much, but I'm not allowed to. What I can tell you is that the numbers reach well beyond 7 figures. Now, here is where this gets very good for you. Very soon, for the first time ever, I will be able to reveal the power of that algorithm to everyone who wants to make a lot of money from trading. This formula is how I created successful hedge funds that makes my clients very wealthy. And the institution that licensed my algorithm has made far more. Just imagine how much my little algo could make you. I'm very excited to be able to share the easy and fast way that you could use my profitable discovery soon. And what I'm giving you today is based on the same solid science and math that I created my algorithm with. And it is designed to lead you straight to the cash hiding in the plain sight in the market. All the money you need is there for you, when you know where to look. And that is what Quattro Cash Envelopes does for you. Quattro Cash Envelopes uses 4 powerful and easy to understand indicators to create powerful envelopes. When you trade inside the envelope, you could come out with far more cash much faster than other traders. In couple of seconds, I'll show you how to set up Quattro up on your MT4 trading platform and start taking trades with it in the next couple of hours. Once you have traded it for yourself, make sure to return to this page and leave me a comment about what you like best about using your new strategy. If your comment catches my attention, you could win a valuable prize like Amazon gift card, a forex master level system, or a $500 worth of the Bitcoin. Ready to see how simple it can be to trade profitably? Let's get started. Hi traders, now let's move to system itself. So Quattro Cash envelopes, once it's loaded in chart, look something like this. Definitely don't have too much things on the chart because I always like to have a little bit simplicity in my trade. I don't want to overcomplicate my thing. So let's look what indicators we have here and what each of them mean separately. The first indicator that we have is envelope. It is a default indicator that you have already in the MT4. Even if you don't have it, it's going to be installed automatically. But what this indicator tells me and how I use it is more as a potential support and resistances. Because what I found is that every time we see, let's say, a test, price is going to get some sort of a change in a trend. Of course, it don't need to be the instant change like we see over here, like we tested, but we moved a little bit before we push lower. But definitely, every test of the envelope will be the sign that we have a little bit more momentum in the market and that we should see probably a little bit of a reversal really fast. Now, the next indicator that we use is the moving average. We are using the exponential moving average 7, and it's going to be used as a confirmation because what I found is that the EMA 7 is great for a confirmation on the smaller time frame. If you want to, let's say, switch from a 7, you don't like the EMA for some reason, you can always go with a 13, but for a smaller time frames, 7 is ideal. If you want to be, let's say, more conservative, go with the 13. The next indicator that we use is our trend indicator. It's the simple indicator like we had in that gift number 1, the direction. It's going to sit in the left top corner of your chart and it's going to tell you a short-term trend. Now, again, like in the last indicator, we are using that 50 EMA to base a potential trade, and if price is above the 50 EMA, we are using a bullish sign, and if we are below the 50 EMA, we are using the bearish sign. Now, the difference is the time frame that we use to pick up this short-term trend. We are using here the 1 hour chart, especially because we are using for trading 15 and 5 minute time frame. 1 hour trend for this system is going to work the best. You can also use the 4 hour if you want, but definitely the better results and the more signals will come if you use this hourly trend indicator. That's why you should use only this. The final indicator that we use is our Wilder RSI, so just a simple RSI indicator. Now in this case we are going to use the 9 as our default setting. Now once you understand our indicators and what they are used to, we are going to move to the rules, but in theory, the easy to understand part would be that we are using our trend indicator to pick up the trend, because we always want to trade in the direction of the trend. Then you are using envelopes to pick up that signal, and we are going to use the moving average and the RSI as the confirmation. So first thing first, the buy trade rules. Step 1. The direction indicator should show a bullish direction, like you see right now. Next part is that wait for price to test or touch the lower envelope band. So you can see it, how that look here, but also it would be fine to say here, 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 here. So you are looking to see that test or a break below the lower envelope. The next thing is to check and confirm that the Wilder's RSI is below that 30 level. So if you use this market signal over here, we can see that the RSI, the stronger line, is below 30, and that's all we care. Now over here we also have that price is below 30, all fine. But over here we don't see that price is below 30, so keep that in mind. Wait for price to close above the 7 EMA. So the second confirmation would be to wait for the price to close above the 7 EMA. So if we look, this is the place where we close. If you just remove this for a second, we can see that after that test of the envelope and confirmation, we pushed higher, we tested that 7 EMA here, we tested that 7 EMA here and here, but none of these three candles we managed to close above. The first candle was over here. So that's what you really want to see. So close of the candle above that 7 EMA. After that, you can enter a trade. You can enter a trade at the open of the next candle. So after first candle close, you can enter right away. For the stop loss, you are going to use the most recent low. So over here, we test the envelope, but price continued to push lower. And after the break, this low over here is going to represent a best invalidation point for this, and in the same time, our stop loss. Place your take profit at double the number of pips from your entry as from your stop loss. So 1 to 2 risk reward. So if this is our entry, you are going to place 2 times that as your take profit level. If we now look over here at the blank chart. So the first thing first we need to do is we need to check the trend. We have that bullish trend, and we have over here that price is breaking that envelope. So we need to confirm and see the RSI. RSI here is more or less at 30 or below, so fine. It's 30, testing the line, and fine. We can go and proceed with next rule. The next rule tells us wait for the price to close above the 7 EMA. And that happened over here. So after this candle close, we can enter a trade here with the stop loss at the previous low. So the most recent low is here, so this is our stop loss. And 2 times that would be our take profit. Or let's see here. We tested, but we can see clearly that RSI don't confirm our idea, so you can't trade that. Also over here, we don't support a long setup yet. That's the reason why it's really important and crucial part to always confirm your setups. Sell trade rules. Direction indicator should show a bearish direction. So like you see here, so everything is more or less opposite. Wait for price to test the upper envelope band. So like here, also here, also here, also here, also here. So definitely a lot of time. Again, we need to confirm everything, and you are going to look for the Wilder's RSI to be above the 70 level. And over here you can see that price is above the 70, so everything is fine. And now wait for the price to close below the 7 EMA. And you can see that price continued to push higher, made a nice new high, and then reverse. And this is the first candle we closed below the 7 EMA. That's why it's important. Like, you need just to wait. Let's say a lot of people will just start selling here and just lose money. Well, if you confirm and add a little bit more rules, you are going to have much more success at the long run. Enter a sell trade at the open of the next candle. For the stop loss, you can place it above the most recent high. So this is the most recent high, this is the stop you want to use. And for the take profit, you are going to use the 2-time distance between the entry to the stop loss or something like this. Now, let's check example. Now, in the chart over here, what we can see is that we have that bearish trend, so you should only look for the short trade. So you don't pay attention on this and other part. You are starting to pay attention on the upper test. So over here we had the first test. If you check the RSI, it's not above 70, so moving on. The next part comes here. I definitely don't draw that horizontal line that great because I'm using a few screens, but you get the point. Here you can see that price is above 70. So from there, I can say to myself, okay, this can be a potential good signal. So the next thing I'm going to wait is to price to close below that 7 EMA. And the first candle happened here. So definitely don't be afraid of wait a little bit, like 10 candle tops, but still a wait. And of course, you can always recheck. Like, you should see RSI holding that 70 mark or building some sort of a divergence, for example, fine. And from there, I can say to myself, okay, it's great, let's go into a trading mood. So entry candle, recent high as our stop loss, and then using the 2 times that as our take profit. Now we move on. Let's say we here have the test again, but the RSI failed to reach 70, so it's not a valid signal, and till here we don't have any more setups, but definitely you got what we need to see. Best results can be achieved on the 5 minutes and the 15-minute time frames. Also, use the 2 target levels if you want to play a little bit more conservative. And when I say a 2 take profit level, you can book the half of your trade once you reach 1-to-1 risk reward, and then close the second half when you reach the 1-to-2 risk reward. The final tip that I can give you about using this quattro system would be to don't take more than 4 trades per day, especially since I know this kind of the system can give you a lot of opportunities, but don't rush trading. Getting a 4 trade is more than enough on a daily basis, and Quattro is more than capable to give you that amount of the trades even in the first few hours of every single market session. Like at the opening of the UK session or the US session or the Asian session, you can easily find that 4 setups. So don't try to overtrade. It's never going to work. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this introduction. Now go test this system a little bit and let me know what you think. Good luck and have a great day.